Identity construction, studying self as a lens to understanding others. Heritage, or the perception of heritage, is part of one's identity construction, and it can be used to build community, both positively and negatively. Identity construction is how our heritage and other demographic factors influence our sense of self. However, it's not the same as identity politics, which is a predictability of voting behavior at best, and at worst, stereotyping and generalizations. Negative creation and transmission of heritage, or that perception of heritage, it's about othering. It's not about self. Subnational and national and non-state actors have used negative identity creation to form negative worldviews and negatively build community for centuries. The Turks during the fall of the Ottoman Empire and the behaviors and actions towards the Armenian and Greek populations, the American Confederacy, the apartheid in South Africa, Adolf Hitler, Osama bin Laden, Omar al-Bashir, and so on and so forth. But it doesn't have to be that way. Take John Hume and David Trimble, two men with drastically different understandings of their nationality, but who were able to recognize each other's differences, but then build upon a common humanity and a common occupation of space on the island of Ireland in Northern Ireland. The first step, therefore, is to examine one's own demographics. I call it the big four: ethnicity, nationality, race, and religion. Ethnicity, nationality, race, and religion, they all go into how we construct our sense of self. And after we better understand ourselves, the next step, and this is key, is to understand how we prioritize those elements in our understanding of self. American Vice President Mike Pence famously once said, "I'm a Christian, a conservative, and a Republican," in that order. That's his prioritization of the factors that go into his perception of self. More recently, Martin Sellner of Austria said, "Why should we accept becoming a minority in our own countries?" That's a reflection, a powerful reflection of his identity construction. His identity construction is predicated on his nationality, and his nationality is tied to his ethnicity. He's incapable of understanding that nationality can transcend ethnicity. And then finally, the stage that brings it together, stage three, is to understand how your prioritization of demographic factors in the influence of your sense of self, how that matches or aligns to the averages in the communities in which you live. Take the average American. The average American is German, American, Caucasian, and Christian. I would suggest to you that the more an individual American reflects those averages, the more they have a positive sense of community. And conversely, the more an individual American does not see themselves reflected in those average demographics, the more they feel alienated. And that's why it's important to understand this, so that people can reach out and better understand each other and their sense of self and avoid alienation. Because at the end of the day, we're all one. Understanding identity construction can help us to transmit heritage both positively and negatively. I hope we choose the positive.